Have you ever stopped to think about all the secrets hiding in the massive amount of information that's all around us? Well, today we're going to dive into the super exciting, really in demand, and honestly, surprisingly creative world of data science.
So, first things first, why is everyone so hyped about this field? Let's just start with a number. That's the median annual salary for a data scientist over in the United States. It's a pretty attractive career, and for good reason. But, it's not just about the money.
It's also about a huge opportunity. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics is projecting a 35% growth rate for data science jobs. Now, this isn't just some passing trend. It's a real fundamental shift in how our world works, and that's creating this massive demand for people with these skills.
So what's actually driving this incredible growth? Well, we've basically entered a new frontier, one that's defined by a complete explosion of data. This digital wave is changing literally every industry you can think of, from healthcare all the way to entertainment.
Right at the heart of this new frontier is a concept called big data. Just try to imagine data sets that are so enormous, moving so fast, and are so complicated that our old ways of analyzing them just can't keep up. This is the big challenge that data science was basically born to solve.
To really get a handle on big data, we can break it down into these 5 key things, often called the 5 Vs. First, you've got volume. We're creating quintillions of bytes of data every single day. Then there's velocity, the unbelievable speed it's all created at, like all the video uploaded to YouTube every minute. It also comes in a huge variety of forms: texts, photos, health records, you name it. And we also have to question its veracity. How accurate is it? The whole goal is to cut through all of that to find the 5th V, real bottom line value.
Trying to navigate this wild frontier, well, it takes a special kind of hero. And this is where the data scientist comes into the picture. They're not just crunching numbers. They're way more like modern-day detectives.
So, what is data science, really? When you boil it all down, it's the art of digging through all that noise to find the actual signal. It's all about using data to find those hidden patterns and stories that help us see the world in a totally new light.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? A data scientist doesn't just hand you a spreadsheet of numbers. Just like a detective, they investigate, they connect the dots, and they translate all that raw data into a story that can lead to real, important decisions for a company or an organization.
Now, these detectives work with 2 main kinds of clues. On one hand, you've got structured data. It's all neat and tidy, like something in a spreadsheet. But the real challenge, and where you often find the best stuff, comes from unstructured data. All the messy things like emails, social media posts, videos, and audio. That stuff makes up about 80% of all the world's data.
So what does it actually take to become one of these data detectives? What's in their toolkit? Turns out, it's this really unique mix of personal qualities and serious tech skills.
Let's start with the personal traits, which, and you might find this surprising, are just as important as the tech. A great data scientist is super curious. They're always asking why. They're amazing storytellers who can make their findings make sense to anyone. They have sharp analytical minds, and this is crucial, good judgment to know which questions are even worth asking.
And of course, they also need the right technical tools in their belt. They use programming languages, think Python or R, to clean and analyze all the data. They use something called SQL to pull information out of giant databases. And they use machine learning to build models that can actually predict what's going to happen next.
Okay, so how do all these skills and tools actually come together? How does a data scientist go from a giant mountain of raw data to a really valuable conclusion? Well, it's a pretty methodical process of discovery.
The process pretty much always follows 4 key steps. It all starts with asking the right question. Then comes the really hard work of getting all the data ready and cleaned up. From there, you build a model to find patterns. And finally, maybe the most important step, you share what you found through a great story.
Let's make this real. Think about the last time your streaming service recommended a movie you absolutely loved. That right there, that's data science. A data scientist built a recommendation engine by looking at tons of viewing habits to predict what you, specifically, would want to watch next. It's a perfect example of turning data into something that's actually valuable to you.
Look, this field isn't some kind of exclusive club you can't get into. With the right way of thinking about it, your journey into data science can start right now, building on the stuff you already know and are passionate about.
And that's the big question, isn't it? After seeing all the potential and how it works, how do you actually take that first step into this amazing world? The advice from people in the know is actually pretty straightforward. First, figure out your unique competitive advantage. What do you know about that others don't? Second, get the specific analytical skills you need for that area. And third, start using those skills to solve real problems so you can build up a portfolio of your work.
And this right here gets to the most important piece of advice for anyone looking to get started. Your biggest strength isn't just learning to code in Python. It's combining that tech skill with your unique passion. If you love movies, or you know a ton about retail, or you care about healthcare, that knowledge is your superpower. Data science just becomes the awesome tool you use to explore the things you already care about.
So, as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this one thought. The world is pumping out more data, more clues than ever before. The question isn't about having enough information anymore, it's about who can piece it all together to tell a story that really matters. So what story are you going to tell?